Hello, welcome to RemzakRC. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to be discussing the Scratchbuilt flying wing I made from one sheet of Dollar Tree foam board. It has a 40-inch wingspan, and I'm using a Suppo 2208 by 12 1800 kV motor with a 6x4.5 gem fan propeller and an 18 amp speed control. I'm running the plane on 3S, which provides great power. I have unlimited vertical with this. I put the servos on the top because if you're landing on grass, the servo arms can catch on the grass and it could strip your servo out, which is obviously something you want to avoid. It doesn't look as nice, but it's okay, and I definitely would prefer this to having stripped servos every 10 or 20 landings. I run the wires inside the wing to make the build cleaner, and the wires come up through a hole right here and into the receiver in the fuselage. I built a fuselage pod to keep all the electronics in one central location, and everything is held in with Velcro. I like using Velcro rather than hatches because in general, foam board hatches don't last very long. The foam board starts to just peel away from the paper, and it just doesn't seem to last for me, at least in my experiences. So I use a pod or some other way to just make Velcro look cleaner, and that usually keeps my builds lasting a long time. This flying wing has had 20 to 30 flights through it, and it's still going strong. Another reason for that is because all of my surfaces have had hot glue squeegeed onto them. All the edges have hot glue on them. And then all the high stress areas are covered in packing tape to help protect the wing. This really holds it together and prevents the paper from peeling, and this wing's holding up very well. All the glue on this is hot glue, and there's just over one sheet of foam board. I built the entire wing from one sheet of foam board, but the fuselage pod was actually built from excess, and the fuselage pod doesn't have any paper on it because it's a high wear area, and I didn't want any of the paper to peel off because this is generally the first thing that's going to hit the ground other than these fins, which have been reinforced with hot glue. I built this after seeing an article on the Flight Test website. It was a Scratchbuilt one-sheet flying wing, and I liked a few things in the build, but I didn't like a lot of it, so I took inspiration from him, namely some of his basic lines for how large the wing was going to be and how large the fins were going to be, and then I cut some off the fins. I built a fuselage because I didn't like how he did his power pod at all. I modified how much under camber it had, and I modified the control surfaces slightly. Kept the weird slanted fins because I thought it looked really cool, and I really like what that did to the build. It makes it look kind of unique and kind of nice. I accomplished the two-tone color scheme with colored foam board. It's red on one side. I bought it from Family Dollar for $1. It's pretty good, but it's not quite as strong as Adam's foam board is. But to me, I would rather have an interesting looking wing that I can tell orientation with very easily than a wing that's going to last maybe 1 or 2 flights longer. Really, the strength is incredibly comparable. It's very close. There's no wing spar in this wing. It's actually all just foam board, and it's 2 pieces of foam board, and everything's just been glued together. There are some foam reinforcers, but they only go about 2 inches in on either side. But I have not been able to fold these wings. I have tried. I've put it straight into a dive full throttle and pulled back full stick, and I really can't do it. The wing is flat bottomed on most of it for better efficiency, better lift, and better aerodynamics, but on the edges it's under cambered to prevent tip stalls and just have slightly better tendencies in general. The motor mount is 1/4 inch plywood. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the build. It turned out very well, and it flies extremely well. It tracks straighter than any wing I've ever flown. It would be a great first flying wing in my opinion because it has a slight amount of dihedral and because it tracks straight. Definitely not a good first plane because it still lacks much of the self-righting tendencies that a trainer has, but definitely a good first flying wing. I really like this plane. This wing's pretty fast. I think it can handle it. Let's go. Oh man, it's a screamer. Yeah, that free cell pack turns this thing into a hot rod. And it's really screaming along. And the wind bumps it around quite a bit. But it handles pretty well. It tracks nice, which really helps. And I'm at about 40% throttle, and it's just screaming along out there. Yeah, okay, the wind died down a bit, so we can test the stall, I guess. Yeah, so stall, and it's got nothing. It really just drops its nose, and that's it. Test our vertical, infinite vertical. It just goes up. Glide back down. It's got a pretty nice glide slope, even with all the weight that I've got on it. It's got a run cam on it, a big 1400 3-cell LiPo battery, but it really doesn't care. Oh man, it's bouncy. Very bouncy air today. Not a good day to fly at all. Gets a loop. And a roll. Flies really nice. Now we'll bring it around. Oh man, it's gliding fast. I'll have to bring it around again. Okay. Bringing it around. Turn us into the wind. Get a glide on. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and leave any feedback you have in the comments section below. Your feedback really helps me create better content, and it motivates me to create more content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.